Today I'm showing you the best way to build Spider-Man for Ultimate difficulty, as well as how you can tweak it for Heroic difficulty. We're going to start by taking 2 copies of Chain Strike. Now this is an okay card, but if you add 50% bonus damage and you get the critical, or if you add Web Slinger, it becomes pretty damn good. Now, if you got the critical and you got Web Slinger, you're looking at 1,000 plus damage. So that allows you to even take out the 900 and even 1,000 health enemies right off the bat on a wave 1, wave 2, or any wave on Ultimate 3. And that is just incredible. Being able to take out up to 4 of them potentially and getting those 4 kills, that is a huge move. Anything that can deal up to 4,000 damage for 1 card is, well, technically 2 cards, but you also get the heroism, and this doesn't cost heroism. It generates 1, so you're really looking at a +3 if you do use Web Slinger before it. Is huge. So yeah, we're taking those 2 copies of Chain Strike. It's also great to take out a couple of the no health enemies, and great for the cleanup if you do get caught up in a round where those splitting dudes split like 10 dudes on you, because if they do that and you don't kill at least like 75% of them in that round, you're done. They'll kill you, no questions asked. So it's great for cleanup as well. Now, Spider Sense is the toss-up card in this build. It's not really needed. 9 cards in this build. I'm going to explain why they're really needed. Spider Sense is my personal preference, and we're going to be running Redraw Gain Concealed on it because we don't really need the plus for heroism. It's a strong enough heroism build that can put out damage without going more on the heroism. Now, Special Delivery is a okay alternative. Put quick on it, gain 1 move, great opening move to draw a card, take out a low health enemy, as well as reposition yourself for the perfect environmental or the easy way to knock an enemy into another hero to get a card. Opportunist is not bad as well. You get 2 free moves. Generally, you can use this 2 times in any match without any problem. 2+ moves on the turn, so you could easily position yourself for the perfect environmental strikes. Not a bad choice. You have the options of doing free or +2 heroism on that, or you could go with the Redraw Gain Concealed as well. Now, he's not a tank build at all, so I kind of just gave him that Redraw Gain Concealed because he already has the strengthened, he already has the weak, he doesn't need anything else fitting towards why you put Spider-Man in the team. So for that reason, I gave him the best defense that you can have in Ultimate, Concealed. So another reason for on Redraw Gain Concealed is because sometimes you want to use Spidey Sense, sometimes you want to re-roll it. Regardless of what the bonus was, the only thing that really benefits on the redraw is Concealed. So a lot of times you don't even want those extra cards because you're going to redraw them as the turn ends. Most people that play Ultimate 3 are going through all their cards on most turns. So you either have like no cards, or you have 1 or 2 cards, or you have 20 cards. It's just one of the 3. And for that reason, I like the Spidey Sense with the Redraw Gain Concealed. If it didn't have the Redraw Gain Concealed, no questions asked, I would be taking Special Delivery, but our Opportunist is an equally good card. I just prefer to use more cards than environmentals and use my heroism for moves. That's how I play personally. I'm a minimalist on environmental use. But Opportunist with that 100 extra damage, 2 free per card, being able to use 4 of them generally, and then re-roll it, it's not a bad card at all. So obviously, like I said, we are taking the 2 strengthened web slingers. gain 1 strengthen, put +2 heroism on it, and it's a free card. It's just a no-brainer. Now, I'm taking 2 copies of Up Here. It is pretty decent damage for +2 heroism. Once you get into the critical, this is able to get many good quick attacks. It does deal a little bit of damage to nearby enemies, very nearby enemies. But also when you don't have the ability to get the quick attack, you can use it just to apply 2 weak. So if you got Sabretooth on the board and you use this on him, that makes a drastic difference. That Frenzy's a beast. There are those moments, if you got a sniper on the board and you can't kill it that turn and you don't weaken it and it hits you, you're dead. So it is really nice to have one person on the team that can do weak. And if you don't have that, then you need somebody that can aggro it and conceal. You need one of the two. So having 2 moves that deal really good damage, especially when you get the critical, plus you can buff it to very good damage. This, with the buff, you're looking at like near 800 damage. I think it is only 50%, so maybe it is only 650, and then I'm thinking the critical. But yeah, you can get this up to 1,000 damage when you get the critical. Now, Inferno Spider is another card. It's hit or miss for Ultimate 3. Sometimes you want to use it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want to wait and you want to let it sit in your hand for a minute. But this is another really good card. 3 heroism to use. If you use Spidey Sense first, another reason for that is it brings Up Here down to 1 and Inferno Spider down to 2. If you use Inferno Spider first, then you can use Spidey Sense and Chain Strike for no moves. If you use Web Slinger, it doesn't count against one of your 3. Now, if you use an Up Here and you get the quick attack on it, it's still going to count against one of your free plays. But this does give you the opportunity to use Up Here against one of the worst enemies on the board for you at the moment, apply 2 weak, and it still be a free play. So, use smart, you always do get 3 free plays with Inferno Spider, besides clearing up the last enemy that you would have killed anyway, because they're just the last enemy and you got quick, so they're dead. Anyway, that is the best way to build him for ultimate difficulty. Now, for heroic difficulty, still keep the 50%. I mean, if you put 50% on the chain strikes and then you got Web Slinger and you're on heroic like 1 or 3, I mean, that's just literally 4 enemies. Pick 4 enemies and they're dead. It doesn't really matter. They just don't have that amount of health where it's a problem. Now, for the rest of the build, you could take the other web throw, and for that, I would go with either on KO plus 2 heroism, so the move only costs 1 or it's free, or you go with the quick attack and it doesn't cost to play. Honestly, web throw is really fun, and the only reason it's not included for the ultimate build is because weak is so huge. The quick attack on this does allow you to kill fairly often with it, and it can be brought down to 1 heroism as well. So this actually is a huge heroism gaining build. It's a very inexpensive build, so that's kind of how I built Spider-Man. It's very fitting for him. But for heroic difficulty, if you are a fan of the web throw, and it is an awesome card, you can very easily use it for heroic difficulty. I just think it's a little bit expensive for Ultimate 3 when Up Here is such a great card, especially because you do need that week occasionally. And lastly, for heroic, I still would keep Inferno Spider, but you don't need the on redraw gain concealed. Go with +2 redrawers. And also for Spidey Sense, just go with +4 heroism, especially if you're going to be using the web throws. And that is the best way to build Spider-Man for ultimate and heroic difficulty. If you like the build, leave a like, comment, share. It does help other people find the build. I hope this helped.